I want to talk about the human fascination with cattle, more specifically, the religious fascination with cattle. You find references to cattle worship within Hinduism and Jainism and Buddhism. You find admonitions against consuming the meat. This begs the question, why? This seems like the perfect time to describe myself as a proponent of the stoned ape hypothesis, or theory if you're being more firm. If you're unfamiliar with this theory, the general idea is that human beings evolved in part due to the intake of psilocybe cubensis from cow dung. Psilocybin, of course, is the active ingredient found within mushrooms. There's a lot to this theory. It can't be simplified within a short little video. The famous proponent of this theory, of course, was Terence McKenna. Psilocybin at very low doses can improve vision, which would have inclined humans toward more effective hunting. The analogy he often used was describing it as a set of chemical binoculars. The theory has many different components, and I understand there's a lot of skepticism when we're talking about such. But as someone who's had some experience with psychedelics in the past, specifically with psilocybin, I do find this human fascination of cattle within the modern religions to be a particularly compelling reference when involved in such a discussion. The idea that something that sparks visual, auditory, spiritual hallucinations would in some way play a part in contributing to all of these different religions, and that the religions would have this shared commonality of cattle worship hardly seems like a coincidence. That's not to say the hypothesis itself is completely foolproof. McKenna himself was skeptical about all of these different intersecting ideas. Skeptical as a scientific mind should be. However, I'm convinced this theory at least needs to be given more mainstream light. We need it to be mainstream. I'm going to talk about this idea again and again on this channel. I'm going to talk about psychedelic substances. Because despite all the skepticism, if these drugs in some way play a part in our evolutionary history, why shouldn't we be thinking about it?